Do not hesitate to pack your load and go the minute you feel like there's something off about this place, and this is probably why lots of people are not staying here. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you are so welcome. My name is Faith the pharmacist, and I am a UK pharmacist living and working somewhere in the United Kingdom, and I bring to you all things a pharmacist professional practice, everything ethical dilemmas, what's in the news. We're talking about everything. I don't do clinical information. I know lots of brilliant pharmacists who do that, but I'm here to talk you through working and practicing and living in the UK as a pharmacist. So today I'm talking to you about hard to fill areas for pharmacist jobs. And the reason I'm talking about this is that I know that some of you need tier 2 visa sponsorships, right? And I said in a video previously, in one of my older videos, that you need to focus on finding jobs in hard to fill areas for a tier 2 sponsorship. Now, these places are hard to fill because for some reason, maybe there's more roles for pharmacists to pick up, and not a lot of pharmacists want to go and live in those areas. It could also be because they're a lot further away from places like London, and a lot of people that I know usually like to be closer to places like London. They might also be hard to fill because, the work environment there might not be that great, and I have to be honest with you, because if you're going to be searching for a job there, you need to know what you're getting in. So let's get into what they're saying. So I have this article from Chemist and Druggist talking about the hardest to fill pharmacy vacancies in the country, and they give us the areas that are hardest to fill, and I'll be looking on my phone to get you all the tea, okay? Now, I don't want you to only focus your search on these areas if you need a tier 2 visa. However, I definitely want you to focus a good percentage of your search on these areas, because it gives you a better chance of finding a tier 2 visa. And the good thing is that once you have experience in pharmacy in any area whatsoever, it's then easier for you to transfer to other areas in case you don't actually like where you ended up at. So like I said, the reasons why they might be hard to fill is because they're further away from places like London, which I know a lot of people like to visit. Secondly, they might be less diverse in their population, and thirdly, there might just be a lot of roles for pharmacists to pick up, and not a lot of pharmacists live nearby those areas. But let's get into it. Let me stop rambling. So significantly, a lot of the country are saying that it is hard to fill pharmacist roles. And this is exciting to hear, because I know that my tier 2 pharmacists now have better opportunities to get an actual job. But also, it's because I know that there are now so many more roles opening up for pharmacists, so we're not able to saturate the actual roles that we have vacant. But then we have a good amount of influx of pharmacists coming from overseas, and also that will be codifying soon. So I'm sure these vacancies will be snapped up soon. But let's see. We also have pharmacists who are going into other careers, but let's not talk about that yet. Traitors. We probably don't like practicing pharmacy, and that's fine, but some of us actually do, and we don't like you to steal the joy out of this. And I know some places are actually very frustrating to work at. So the very worst place to fill is Somerset, with 32% of their roles being very difficult to fill and still left open for a long time. So Somerset is actually quite a big area, and that gives you a large expanse of places to be searching for jobs at. The next is Bath and Northeast. Northeast what? Bath and Northeast Somerset. So Somerset is actually the main, because this is 25%, and if we put that together with 32%, we have a good 57% of vacancies in the Somerset area. So Bath, Northeast Somerset, Swindon and Wiltshire are difficult to fill by having 25% of their vacancies still not picked up. The next on the list is Suffolk and Northeast Essex. The truth of the matter is Essex is actually not that far away from London, so it's surprising to see that it's actually one of the difficult to fill areas. So now these three different geographical areas that I've mentioned, you can start to search for jobs there if you are currently looking for a tier 2 sponsorship as a pharmacist. But what I would need you to know now, this is not the real tea. So the real tea that I want you to know about finding a job in places that are geographically difficult to fill and they have lots of vacancies. So number one, there's a risk that you will be overworked. Now imagine you go to somewhere and they need 10 pharmacists but they only have 2, and you join and you're the third one. Obviously they would want to work you to the core. So what I would recommend in situations like this is to negotiate your working hours before you start. If possible, pay attention to your probation period and tell them that you would, because the probation period is not just for the employer, it is for you as well to see if you actually like the job and if you actually like the role. So pay attention during your probation period to find out if there's any red flags in terms of like overworking you, underfunding you, or just being abusive, just something odd about this place that you would not put your life on the line for, even if they're offering you a tier 2 visa or even citizenship, right? So that's one. So you need to make sure that this place is not a toxic work environment. So the second thing you need to also look at is the environment, the living environment, because I know as an immigrant, you'll be walking into situations where you're probably one of the very few other people of your own kind in there. But there's some places where you will go to work at where, like, for example, I started my practice in Cornwall and I feel like I was a black person in any 5 to 10 mile radius, and it was so obvious with the way people stared at me. You need to be able to, like, you know, just suck these things in and just not pay too much attention to it. Focus on the goal being that you're there to work, to get your tier 2 sponsorship, as well as to end up getting your permanent residency. So that one I don't think is a major issue when it comes to getting a job in a hard to fill area. I just wanted to give you guys some nuggets on finding a pharmacist role in a hard to fill area. I would definitely recommend going for it. Do not be afraid. Some of them actually you might end up really enjoying working in, but some of them might be toxic. But do not hesitate to pack your load and go the minute you feel like there's something off about this place. And this is probably why lots of people are not staying here, because the minute you have experience working in the UK, you would most likely be more inclined to find another job elsewhere that might be more inclined to offer you tier 2 sponsorship. So if you've been there, and like myself, I was in a job for 3 months and then I handed in my notice. You've been there for 3 months and you think, okay, I can't stay in this place, hand in your notice. There's nothing wrong in doing that. Save yourself the mental stress, save yourself the mental gymnastics. Nobody wants to be out here going crazy just because of tier 2 visa. Tier 2 visa is not that hard to come by these days. But I just want to wish you guys all the best of luck that are needing tier 2 visas to practice. I hope that you do find a job that treats you well and that you actually enjoy working at. All the best. And if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have anything you want to share, feel free to leave me a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.